Hello, welcome back to Chat About It. Don't shout about it with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Wokers, crowned by one of my haters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has joined me already. I really couldn't do this without you. I'm trying to get past my suppression. It's still going, so can I do it? Who knows? But today, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at some woke TikToks because I've been asking the question, is woke over? Is woke officially dead? Well, I don't know about that, but there are some things that I have been noticing recently that would tell me that people have actually got to the point where they have had enough. Cancel culture is also becoming almost redundant because why? People have had enough. Now, even though I am the queen of woke, a lot of you say to me, well, you don't really seem woke to me. And well, the reason why is because somebody was dubbing me the Queen of Woke because they thought they were harming me, but in actual fact, they just gave me a really, really good driving force to carry on with. So thank you to that commenter. And the thing about something like cancel culture is you're only cancelled if you allow yourself to be cancelled, and people are pushing back, and people are pushing back on woke as well. And I think one of the earliest times that I actually saw it happening was with those woke TikToks with that hairdresser. This hairdresser was asking her customers if she could touch them and what their pronouns were and things like that. And there was a big pushback with some barbers actually taking the mickey out the ridiculousness of the situation. Let's remind ourselves of that TikTok.
Touching. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, if I touch you.
Go right ahead.
Before we get started, do you mind if I touch you?
I'm also gonna cut my hair.
Do you mind if I touch you?
Are you serious, bro? Just cut my hair.
Is it cool if I touch you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's usually just customary that I ask the person before I touch them.
Just cut it, cuz.
And what were your pronouns?
She, they.
She, they, too.
Yay!
Look at us, we're twins.
He, him.
She, her.
And what are your pronouns?
Are you serious, bro? Just cut my hair.
What are your pronouns? They, them. She, they. I'm glad we exchanged those.
Yes.
And what are your pronouns?
Listen, bro, don't do that shit. Bro, don't touch me. Don't. I'm out of here.
So there you go. In that one TikTok, they broke down the ridiculousness of working in a situation where you're trying to get something done and you can't just do it because you're having to cater around other people, and other people get frustrated. When you're walking up to people in everyday life, you're not going to ask them your pronouns. It takes something ridiculous like 0.345, I think, something like that, to acknowledge someone's biological gender. And yeah, I know there are people that are androgynous and things like that, but it's gotten to the point where people are just like, please, can we just actually make it through the day without something happening, someone having a woke meltdown on TikTok and things like that. You know, it's just at that point, I think. And I think comedians have had enough of the ridiculousness of all the entire situation as well. I mean, Isaac Butterfield had a libel brought against him for a joke. And it's just a joke. And it seems that people find it really hard to take jokes nowadays. And even Ricky Gervais makes this point.
Are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like?
We all say things that other people don't like, but we should be adults and we should be able to either move past it or discuss it and then move past it. That's what we should be able to do. Telling a comedian what they can and can't say, I don't think that's very fair because it is actually their job to make you laugh.
I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive. Because
Very much so.
that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, you're telling him how you feel about it and it's your opinion and it doesn't really affect him, does it, at the end of the day?
nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke. It's trying to make I'm offended sound important.
Yeah.
It's no different to saying I've got a pain in my leg.
Yeah.
Right, I believe you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do with me. Yeah, but
If comedians were sensitive and like really, really censored their content, it would be boring, wouldn't it? And to be quite frank, in this day and age, we all need a laugh. Everything from 2020 onwards, everything just descended into even more chaos than what we already had. So if our comedians can keep us smiling, then I'm not going to be offended by a comedian.
shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if you don't like the fact, don't change the fact, change the feelings.
Yeah.
You don't have to pave the jungle.
Yeah.
You can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it.
So I came across this one on TikTok, and this is from the Prime Minister of Singapore. And I actually find what he has to say very interesting. Let's take a listen.
In the West, they got a movement called wokeness, where you are super sensitive about other people's issues and you become hypersensitive when other people somehow or other say things or mention things or refer to you without the respect which you or your super subgroup feel you are entitled to. It leads to very extreme attitudes and social norms, particularly in some academic institutions, universities. You talk about safe spaces, you talk about appropriate pronouns, you talk about I'm about to say something which may be offensive to you. If you don't want to hear it, perhaps you'd like to leave now. And life
I'd like to
becomes
hear
very
it.
burdensome.
Yeah.
And I don't think we want to go in that direction. It does not make us a more resilient, cohesive society with a strong sense of solidarity. We must be more robust.
And he's absolutely right. What wokeness has done is essentially gone from its original meaning of recognizing in social injustices and things like that, all to do with race, and it's progressed it forward into an even bigger format. And there's lots of subgroups. And the thing is, what that's done is that it's divided people, particularly here in the West, in Europe. It has divided people. And that's not the way that we need to work. We need to work together. We need to meet common ground. We need to meet in the middle. You can recognize social injustices, but you shouldn't be getting down on your knees and screaming and shouting. The next video that we're going to watch, I'm going to play straight through and I'm going to give an opinion on it at the end.
Look at this article I found today. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Pathetic. I know you probably can't tell, but I'm quite woke and very alert to social injustice. Woke discrimination in dating should not be tolerated. Also, who wouldn't want this? I mean, look at these bangs. They're perfect. Come to think of it, I've been single for the past 10 years, ever since I started freebooting in women's marches. But what kind of man doesn't love that level of confidence? I don't even have that many dating requirements. I mean, he has to be a vegan, obviously, and he must have his pronouns in his bio. He must provide proof of vaccination and all his boosters, and he must wear an N95 mask or equivalent during sex, but forget about condoms because that's what open healthcare is for. He needs to be okay with the fact that I don't shave any body hair, but he has to be perfectly manscaped with the body of Chris Hemsworth. He also must be okay with the fact that I wear natural deodorant. It doesn't really work, but at least I don't have aluminum seeping into my skin. And last but not least, he must not like video games or sports. So I don't really know what the problem is. I'm a total catch. Did you ever think that maybe it's your attitude? Or maybe it's your irrational list of standards? What do you mean attitude? Also, I don't have to lower my standards for any man or anyone.
Now, obviously, that was a complete Mickey take of wokeism. But I think in that one TikTok alone, that just sums up the craziness of how woke goes down. So all of my TikToks are actually listed below. This one is actually from Reality Shannon, and she makes all sorts of content with a blue-haired wig because she's been calling out woke. Because what she's been doing is she's been, well, as she says in her bio, keeping it real. She's calling out wokeism and things like that. It's a really good channel. Go along and check it out. She is an absolute scream. So all of those TikToks call out everything to do with wokeness, which is why I'm beginning to really truly question, is woke actually over? Is it dead? Well, I still think that we have a long way to go because, you know, there's also this video lurking around on the internet.
Have to stay woke. Like everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Look at that interviewer's face. She's like, what the hell is she talking about? Okay, so some of this video may have actually felt completely redonkulous to you, but I think at the end of the day, whilst you can afford to actually recognize social injustices and perhaps do something about them, the way that we're going about them at the moment is not the way forward. We need to be calming it down. We need to be pulling it back. We need to be sitting down, discussing, and perhaps meeting in the middle. Or even just forget about it and move on. Because to be quite frank, I actually hate woke. And I'm glad that people are calling it out and hopefully making people realize how ridiculous it has actually become. Let me know what you think. Remember to chat about it, don't shout about it. Like the video if you'd like to like the video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. for Woke Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.